Are we on?
Yeah.
I think we're on.
Are we in?
We're in.
Are we in yet?
We're in. So this is what? 20-minute Q&A
Yes.
devoted to
I
fitness.
think that's wise because we keep saying we're going to do this 20 minutes and we rant for days. And anyway, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. I just really enjoy talking to you. So I'm just waffling on about life.
And you, and you, or whatever it's saying. And me too, mate. Me too.
That makes sense. Right, I'm going to set this. See this? 20 minutes.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, the reason we're continuing on, go on then, you hit time. The reason we're carrying on with this is because I put a Q&A up on Instagram as well, thinking it might get a couple of questions, and I'm kind of surprised by the amount of people who are actually, I mean, there's a lot of stupid questions, but there's actually some very interesting stuff. So we thought we're going to touch on it, and we're going to try and rapid fire everything. First question. Chris, this one's for you. From a guy called Paul. Does it involve lube?
Always.
Always. Cool.
Does what involve lube, Paul? It. The podcast?
I think he just likes lube. I think that's just telling us more about Paul than anything.
If it's the Paul I think, then he probably smears it all over his head and just strokes it.
I saw a picture of him the other day. He's got this beard down here.
Oh, it's the Paul I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy your lube, Paul?
Yeah, he was working in a vaccination centre a couple of weeks ago, and massive beard. It's really unkept.
Oh, fair play to him, though. Must be pretty awful at the moment working in those places.
Yeah. Well played, Paul.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, you're doing a good job, mate.
That's good, mate. Hour and 15 there. Sorry, minute and 15 for the first question.
Minute and 15?
Yeah.
Woo!
We'll get 15 questions in this, right?
We love you, Paul. You and Chris seem to have very different... I have to click on it. I forgot to share it. Here we go. You and Chris seem to have very different ideas / styles with training. Which is best and how do I choose? Ooh.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, Ben's is much better than mine. Mine will beat you up, break you down, injure you. You have to be really, really tough. No.
It'll get you results.
So, which is the best training for me? So, what's your goal? And what is the simplest way that you can train to get to your goal? That is the correct training plan for you.
Yeah, I think everyone tries to overcomplicate it. For me, the best training plan is one that's going to fit your lifestyle and the one you can stick to. There's too much program hopping out there. I don't want to see people changing their program earliest 2 months. If you find a program, stick with it. If it starts working, you might be 3-4 months down the line, but if it's working, stick with it. Right up to month 9 or 10. Don't be scared to stick with a training program for so long. I think me and Chris are only going to differ in our answers on things like single leg training. I think I'm almost exclusively single leg, maybe 10% on two, but you're going to probably be more 50-50.
I'd say more 75-25.
Really?
75 on two. But that's just me. That's, nothing wrong with either.
So I think the short answer is do what you enjoy. Like if you enjoy, like, you won't start doing single leg training and enjoy it because it's hard.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I agree with that. How much time have you got? What do you enjoy doing? And what is the lowest dose that you need to do of exercise to reach your goal? That would be my answer. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what Ben's doing. All that matters is you find your plan that suits you. You stick with it, and while it's working, don't change anything. Just keep going. Yeah. Agreed.
Quick anecdote: girl Rose, who trains with me, every time she's like, "Oh, of course, I've got to the other side now." Oh, because it's hard. It's hard work.
That does kill you with single leg stuff. 100%, it kills you mentally.
Yeah. What sound's coming through now? I'm trying to read it. Right. Supplements, are they necessary?
Yes, take them all.
How much do you spend a month on supplements?
Not as much anymore as I used to. I'll be honest. I think supplements are a supplement. Get your other shit together first, right? Get everything else right. Get your training sorted. Get your nutrition in a good place. Get your sleep sorted out. and then supplement with whatever you aren't getting. Does that make sense? I have probably 3 or 4 like go-to supplements. So I'll always give people creatine, or I'll always take. I'm going to say what I take because it's not what I give people. So creatine is probably the only proven supplement 100% that works, and it will give you better endurance in the gym, which can lead to greater strength.
The most studied thing out there.
Yeah, I'd say it's the only one as well. Exactly that. So I'd say creatine monohydrate is cheap. You don't need the expensive one, but creatine monohydrate. I will have L-glutamine, which again just helps with recovery, helps a little bit with digestion, but it also helps with your immune system. And then fish oils. I'll take fish oils and a multivitamin. Actually, there's one more. I would also take a ZMA tablet before bed, which is zinc, magnesium, and B vitamins. Zinc helps you with your natural levels of testosterone. Magnesium obviously helps your body to relax and helps you sleep. And the B vitamins is for energy, and we're all probably lacking. So a ZMA before bed, and then the other 4. But again, they're supplements. They're not they're the smallest part, maybe 5% of your overall thoughts that should be on supplements.
The only thing you said there that made me go, was L-glutamine, and it's just really random. But a few years ago, I read a study on how cancer cells basically feed off of L-glutamine. It's worth it. We should say the study didn't suggest that L-glutamine gives you cancer, and ever since then, I'm scared of L-glutamine.
I haven't seen that study, so that's an interesting one.
I'll find it. It was simply in cancer, in the presence of cancerous cells, glucose and glutamine exacerbated the issue. No evidence to suggest that L-glutamine causes cancer, but I just found it really interesting.
Interesting.
As soon as I read that, I stopped doing it, and that's probably just.
So I know. So it's interesting. So for me, like L-glutamine, when you have an intense workout, your body you're kind of tearing yourself down. So after intense exercise, your immune levels can probably drop by like 50%. And L-glutamine can help kind of boost that immunity back up again after a workout. So it's more of like immune system than anything for me. But again, there's no real proof out there that L-glutamine does or doesn't do what it says it does. So it's an amino acid, and I advise I take it, but it'd be interesting to see that study. So, but again, we're
really tried it.
Are there any other supplements that you recommend that you would take?
Yeah, so I'll talk about what I take, and that is daily, and this is pre-bed. I'll do magnesium, zinc, and I do them separately. It's not, but the magnesium actually have B vitamins in it. I do a vitamin D and omega-3, and that's, I think, all I do.
I do a vitamin D.
All I do, yeah.
That's
You do a D.
Only recently, and I think the World Health Organization now says anyone who lives in the UK, where we do, should be taking it at least between October and March, because we don't see any sun, so we get our vitamin D straight through the skin.
I've even started making sure I get a portion of mushrooms in the day.
Mushrooms?
Mushrooms.
Magic mushrooms, or the good ones, or?
Not. Nah.
I remember taking another story.
Go on.
I remember.
People saying to me they want to hear it.
So very quick, this is a Q&A, but I remember taking some mushrooms once, and it was the worst experience of my life, mate. Like literally, like everything, like the walls were moving around, there was like puddles on the floor, like it was really, really bad. And I just remember speaking to my mum like the next day, and I was like, "Mum, took some mushrooms. I was in such a bad way." She went, "Where'd you get them from?" "Tesco's." Shocking. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Why mushrooms? Sorry, go into detail. Why mushrooms?
Oh, again, read a study, and it was talking about the vitamin D content of mushrooms. And I was like, do you know what? They've got fibre, they'll bulk a meal out. Done. It doesn't take 2 seconds to chop a couple of mushrooms right in your dish, does it?
No, I like mushrooms.
Yeah. And I also try and eat fish. I try and eat fish every day, but it's probably more like 4 or 5 times a week I'll eat fish.
Yeah. So the fish oils are more just, just to top up, just in case. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll try and have sardines or mackerel, a tin of. They're so cheap. There's like 20 grams of protein in a tin of. You can buy sardines from Lidl for like 31p, bone in, skin on. It's probably the most bioavailable vitamin D you can get on the planet. Omega-3 oils in it. Why wouldn't you do this stuff? Again, try it, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If you don't like fish, skip over this completely. But if you're, stick a fish salad or a fish and veggies in as one of your meals once a day for a couple of weeks, and just see how your eyes, your skin, your nails, your hair, just see how it all improves. And this is again where we're gonna keep going back to it. Try it.
And and like you've just said, so you've just given the examples of fish and mushrooms. Try and get it from your food. Try and get it from your diet. Try and get it from good sources. It doesn't have to be from supplements. Supplements are there for people who struggle. Who struggle to get it in through the diet. So, one more thing while we're on that one, then for you, pre-workouts. Do you take a pre-workout?
I don't. No, I don't.
Coffee, black coffee. Yeah,
black coffee. I made a quite a popular post on Facebook of 2020 was now about pre-workouts and how I think they're not necessary. And my suggestion was black coffee, and it will still stay black coffee.
Yeah, I train better on a black coffee, but every now and then I like taking a pre-workout. I just like the feeling it gives me. So, not necessarily.
I know that we as guys have kind of ruined pre-workouts for ourselves, because if you're not tingly and like scratching your skin off in 5 minutes, it's not strong enough.
Oh mate, I'll add extra beta alanine into my pre-workouts to get that tingly feeling. I actually, when I take pre-workout, I prefer the drive to the gym, listening to music, like sort of buzzing on the caffeine, to the actual workout itself. I just love it. I turn all the heating up in the car. I get a proper sweat off. I love it. I've got to the gym before and just thought I could just sit in the car for the next hour and I'd have such a good time. But I do go train.
The whole thing of pre-workout for me is overthought. And if you're just thinking of your pre-workout as this drink that I'm going to neck 20 minutes before your workout, that's wrong. You need to start thinking about the whole thing that's going to benefit the workout. The sleep the night before, the 3 meals you had between yesterday's workout and today's workout, the hydration. Are you hydrated? If you're not going to your workout hydrated, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Right. Let's change. I think we need to change how we look at pre-workout. And pre-workout should be the standards of everything you're doing in the lineup.
Yeah, 100% agree. And one more fact on that is, I would say BCAA powder as well. So imagine BCAA. BCAA is protein broken down into the amino acids. So that's what branch chain amino acids. If you're eating the right amount of protein in your diet, imagine you've got like a pool of amino acids inside you. So like a swimming pool of amino acids. When you then tear things down and when you need things to be repaired, these BCAAs come from this swimming pool and go to where they're needed to go to. So if you're constantly topping up this swimming pool inside you of BCAAs, which are ready to use through your food, you shouldn't need to take a BCAA powder. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's cool. And I think where people get mixed up with protein as well is they go, "Oh, no, I don't. The human body doesn't need as much protein as we're recommended." And I think they look at that from the line that, from the perspective of, they think we're just thinking of protein for muscle building and regeneration. We're not. We're talking about protein. Protein repairs and rebuilds your skin. It repairs and rebuilds your everything.
Cells inside your body, hair, nails, everything.
Yeah. If you want to look younger, eat more protein.
Yeah.
Like,
high protein diets are all the rage for many, many reasons, not just I want to get big. The benefits of them are huge. You'll have a.
Would you recommend a protein shake? This is the one I get every day.
I mean, I don't.
Why should I take my protein?
I don't really. I will have a scoop of protein powder in my oats in the morning, just because I prefer the taste. I hate oats, but if I put a scoop of chocolate protein powder in there, it's like a nice chocolatey kind of cereal.
What type do you use?
What protein? I just use my protein. So
is it a whey? Is it like a milk protein?
yeah, whey protein. Yeah. But I don't then take any more shakes during the day. I get my protein through my food. So again, supplements are there to supplement you. If I wasn't able to eat enough food to get the amount of protein that I wanted in the day, because I do set myself a calorie target and a protein target. I'm not too fussed on carbs and fat and their ratios, because again, that's more specific towards getting lean for a certain day maybe than what I care about. But I try and have my protein target and my calorie target pretty much the same each day. So if I wasn't able to hit my protein target, then yeah, protein shakes are a great option to get those extra grams of protein in. I get it through my food, so I don't need it.
Spot on. How are we doing time? Are we getting?
We have 4 minutes 45 seconds. I could probably talk for an hour on the supplements. We are never going to get signed up by a supplement company now. We've just ruined our chances of being signed by some supplement company that no one's ever heard of before and pretending we're famous. Fuck.
Next question. I'm dealing with back pain. What can I do?
Go see someone who specialises in back pain.
We're not injury guys. We're not rehab. We're not diagnosis. We're trainers. Like, this is one thing we get every day is my shoulder hurts. Well, do something about it. Then. Like if there's a knocking noise in your car, you'd address it. No.
I agree. I would say, right, if your mobility exercises and your strength work and your flexibility work at the end aren't improving an issue in your body, go and see a physio who are trained in that kind of rehab and massage and muscle tissue. And if you can, get it scanned, because even they are just guessing at what the problem is most of the time. They might be able to do stuff to relieve it and help it, but no one can see what's going on underneath the skin. So, but personal trainers, we can recommend things, and we can definitely try things to see whether it improves, but we aren't qualified rehab specialists. So,
no, it's one thing I'm always going to say to people, that you're not going to regret strengthening structures. You're not going to regret moving like the way the body is designed to move. You're not going to, you're not going to if you do it poorly, you're not going to regret getting stronger. We don't deal with diagnosis or treatment of injuries. However, you do find anecdotally from a lot of the stuff we do, nagging injuries just disappear because we've strengthened hips, so knee pain goes away. We've mobilised rib cages, so shoulder pain disappears. It's not what we're going for. We're there to provide a safe, comfortable environment for people to train in. However, anecdotally, quite often, this stuff it helps.
Yeah, agreed. You can definitely fix people's pain, but if you're doing an exercise and you're in pain doing that exercise, or if there's an exercise you can't do because an injury is preventing you from doing it, stop. Don't try and push through. Go and see someone, or either work around it. Don't do that exercise. If every other exercise is fine, then great. Just choose a different exercise to do. But yeah, if you're being prevented because of pain, go get it looked at by a specialist. That would be my advice.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that. Right, Juice Plus, Herbalife, Beachbody, Booty, Isogenics, Arbonne, go. I'll let you take this one.
Do them all. Do them all at the same time. You look incredible. Good.
I actually.
I'm going to say. Yeah. I'm going to say they're. Yeah, go on.
I think you're on the right plan. When you say, you jokingly say, try them. Well, what's the harm? Try them. You might find it's not sustainable and something you're going to do for the rest of your life. It might teach you about what you used to sell Herbalife.
So I'm gonna be honest. When I was a brand new trainer, I got conned into, this is going to be amazing. This is great for your clients. And I bought this Herbalife stuff, and I did sell it to some of my clients. I made no money on it. And they all lost a hell of a lot of weight. So it did work from a weight loss point of view. However, there's much better ways to do it. And I very quickly learned that. So you can do it through proper food, proper nutrition, and and your
Should we
training.
say
Anything that
we just say from a legal perspective that this is an opinion and not
this is an opinion, but my opinion is, and it always will be, anything that puts you in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight from. And to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. That's a statement that is just true. So if Herbalife puts you in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. If food puts you in a calorie deficit, like solid foods, you're going to lose weight. Doesn't matter what it is. We're out of time. Should we leave it there?
No, that's fine. Reset, it's fine.
But I think you know where I'm coming from. There's a calorie deficit is gonna get you to lose weight, and if shakes work for some people, then but there's much better ways to do it. There's much better ways of fueling your body for different things, and I would not recommend a shake diet. I would recommend whole foods as much as you can.
I definitely would. There's parts of the body that like the fibre, and but like I say, I've used them for years. I was mentioning USANA, which I used back in the day, and I have never had. I'm not going to talk on here.
Give me some benefits, Ben. Give me some of the benefits.
Yeah, I won't go into it now. However, you will find when you're putting these high quality grade stuff in your body, you'll find that things work quite well. I'll leave that there. No, I had great results from, like I said, USANA was the one I used. I found it I was quite young at the time when I was using it. It was quite expensive for me and my budget at the time. But yeah, nothing but good results from it. But I think that's key. Does it fit your lifestyle? Is it sustainable? Can you see yourself doing this thing for the rest of your life? If you can't see yourself doing this thing for the rest of your life, why would you do it now? Because it's a short-term fix, and it's not sustainable.
Yeah, agreed.
Shall I shut up and get on with the next question?
Well, we're out of time, mate. We've done our 20 minutes. People are probably bored now.
Okay. There's 2 more questions on it.
All right, let's quick fire them. If anyone just wanted their 20-minute Q&A, just cut it off now.
Yeah, just end now. We're probably just going to make Chris's mum jokes. What's the best exercise we are not doing? Oh.
You go. I'm going to think.
I'm going to put a style of exercise in for me. So we're taught planes of motion. We stole planes of motion in the fitness industry from maths. So 2 planes are 2 points which would continue on a straight line and never intersect, right? So 2 parallel lines. Now, the sagittal plane is everything that fits in a narrow plane, forward and back. Everything you see, sorry, I should be talking into the microphone, shouldn't I? Bought it for a reason. Everything you see in a gym-based environment is you can categorize as sagittal, front to back, right? Rowing, pulling, pushing, squatting, it's all frontal plane. The other planes would be frontal and transverse. Now, I think, in my opinion, the missing element is frontal training. So with frontal training, think side to side, basically. Lateral lunges, lateral squats, slider stuff like that. I tend to have one heck of a success story when it comes to people regaining hip mobility and stuff like that, and getting stronger in the hips and through frontal plane training. Even if it's just shuffles in the warm up, stuff like that. It's frontal plane training. If you're interested in having a look at that, it will basically get you out of this very one-dimensional style of training, which is forward and back, and taking you side to side. And it's not just the hips; it's shoulder work like that as well, spinal work. Frontal plane training would be my answer. Long-winded answer to a very easy question there.
No,
training is the one thing we're not doing.
That is a great answer. I would 100% agree with that. What about us unfunctional trainers who just want to lift everything lying down and horizontal way
on your back? Push.
No, that's 100%. That sums it up. That's the thing that none of us do enough of that we all should. I mean, I find it hard now to change direction. Turning around, moving. Yeah, if I go into a restaurant and I have to walk through tables, I almost fall over when I'm turning to the side. And that's not because I'm big. Really? That's because everything is forward, backwards, and one-dimensional. So, yeah, I agree. Get the frontal plane stuff in.
Yeah, there's
Good
multiple
answer.
exercises you can be doing as well, which will hit in all forms of motion as well. You can be resisting lateral flexion and side bending. I keep overcomplicating stuff. There's multiple movements you can do, which you'll be working in this frontal plane motion, and you can be resisting forces from the side, and you can add rotational elements to it as well, and you can tick all the boxes at once, and they become incredibly. In that place, the word is, I suppose, would be functional.
Who would want to be functional? No.
I really love the word functional as far as this stuff goes, because everything's functional, isn't it?
But I think this fits perfectly into your style of training, your full body style of training, where you are adding different elements into other exercises, which is a great way to train. So, good answer. What's our last question?
Last question. Oh, there's more than. Oh, we'll just. All right. Which is the best one? Scales. Why do I have to weigh myself as often as you tell me to? Okay. Scales. Go. I think we're on the same page.
Are we allowed to use this? Are we allowed to use that word? Isn't that one of those words that scares people now? It's an evil word, like diet.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've eliminated in 2022. I'm never using the word diet again.
I am. What are you going to call it?
Diet to me sounds unsustainable. So the word diet has just been eliminated from my vocabulary.
Okay.
It's from now on nutrition. We're not looking at your diet. We're looking at your nutrition.
Oh, man, you've become one of them.
Oh, have I? Oh, no.
You've eliminated the word diet because it's scary.
Yeah, mate. I'm all about, I'm part of the woke brigade.
Keeping up with the trend. No, I get it. I've never been scared by a word. If I can't stick to a diet, it's because I'm shit, not because the word diet is fucking scary. But that's just me personally. It's a nice excuse for someone who can't stick to what did you call it? A nutrition approach.
Nutrition. Diet. Yeah, I'm fed up with people going, I'm going to try this diet.
No, I do get it.
Having the same conversation in 3 months.
I do get it. A diet sounds like it's something you have to stick to the same thing every day, whereas I see diet as just being your nutrition. So it's. But anyway, what was?
There you go. I don't think you can read that from there.
I need to lose 10 pounds. Have you got a diet sheet, please? Giving up alcohol and chocolate in Jan. To be honest. Right. If you've put on a lot of weight recently over Christmas, a lot of that 10 pounds is just going to be water. And if you get back onto your normal training and diet plan, it's going to go very, very quickly. So you will not have put on 10 pounds of body fat over Christmas, even if you think you have. Would you agree with that?
I may have done. I may have done.
You'd have to eat so much food. I have bloated out enormously. Like my stomach is so blown out from Christmas. But it's because you're eating much more carbs. Much more, like loads of stuff you wouldn't know. It's water. Most of it is water, and if you just get back as quick as you can to your normal diet and training, don't get rid of everything. Just you don't have to go on like a massive. Just eat sensibly and kind of just get back to some normality. It will go very quickly. So
no, agreed. I'm feeling. I put on a lot of scale weight in the last week, but I am very puffy, and I know that is just the amount of sugar and sodium and inconsistent fluid, and as soon as I actually stop being just a dirty git,
yeah. But I'll tell you what, it's knowing that you have to do that is one thing. It's so fucking hard, isn't it, to actually like now I've been like 2 weeks off any sort of nutrition approach. I'm finding it so hard to get like chocolate. I don't think about if I go like 3 or 4 days without it, I'm fine. The minute I have it. Like now, I just crave it. Like I just want to go and sit in front of like I plan I'm one of those people like I'll be really good all day, but I'll plan my evening TV around what snacks I can have. Yeah. Which now is just like it's so funny.
I've eaten dairy milk for probably the first time in probably a year since I've had actual dairy milk chocolate. Like it's not something I crave.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it at the moment.
Yeah.
It's absolute. I'm ravenous for it.
Mate, that Marvellous Creations, Dairy Milk Marvellous Creations.
Is that not like the popping candy?
Yeah. See, I didn't think I'd like that, but Faye loved it. And Faye will eat like a couple of bits of chocolate and then just leave it in the cupboard for like 6 months. So I'm going to eat it.
It's a weird taste anyway. We know that.
Right, scales. Right, that was
Yeah,
the
scale.
question.
Sorry.
That was
So
the question.
how do we
Sorry.
use scale to help you with your goal? Because I think we're going to agree on this.
So I personally like to weigh in every day at the beginning because it just keeps me on track. And like I just said, like I'm someone who eats a lot of food late at night. Like if I'm going to snack, it's going to be at the end of the day. If I know that I'm stepping on the scales first thing the next morning, I do go. Oh, I don't want to have this tonight. I want to get a good result tomorrow. Like it keeps me on track and it keeps me focused. Once I start getting leaner, I don't really care what the scale says so much because obviously, like you have a different body composition, more muscle or less muscle, but body composition matters more. So once I've kind of used the scales initially, I'm going to use the mirror or my clothing, or to be honest, like what people say. Like if you've lost some weight and people, if you've lost a bit of weight and you haven't really told anyone, and people come up to you and go, "Oh, you're looking a bit leaner," or "You're looking like you lost a bit of weight." Like that's kind of then my motivation that I need, that I know that I'm on the right track because people are noticing. I still do then stand on the scales because I like to know the numbers, but I'm less bothered by what the numbers say. Is that a good answer?
Yeah. So I'd go along the same. For me, it's never again a bugbear. Not just the word diet. I hate where people go, "I'm going to weigh in on a Monday," and that's a terrible idea. I hate that because it's not going to tell you anything. However, if we weigh in either daily and take a weekly average and compare the averages, it's going to tell us a heck of a lot. And will desensitize you to thinking that you need to be weighing in once, like it will desensitize you to your thought process that you need to put stock into the number on the scale weight. It will completely eliminate that for you. Or weigh in once a month, and that will tell you a lot more either than weekly. Either do it daily or monthly or not at all. In
Yeah.
my opinion, weekly doesn't tell you anything.
100%. Your body weight will fluctuate so much. So day to day, it's kind of it literally just stops me snacking late at night if I know I'm standing on scales the next day. So anything that kind of helps you to get rid of any bad habits is a good thing.
Agreed.
But I've had people that
Like
have done. I've had clients that have had a really, really good week and the scale hasn't moved and they feel so like depressed and and that's actually just like, if you get a result like that, you're more likely to just go, "Oh, fuck it, I'm just going to have, packet of biscuits now. It's not working." It is working. Your composition could be changing. Like you could just be holding on to a bit more water that day. Like it's not it's one of a lot of ways of measuring progress. So whatever a scale says, don't give in because of it.
I give people the ability to track everything from, a lot of people are doing anyway, nutrition to hydration, sleep, steps, everything like that. And once you start actually tracking all of this and measure as much as you possibly can, you can start to manage it and really see what's affecting the scale weight on a daily basis. And again, it will completely desensitize you to it. Especially females. Like females go through this thing once a month, I'm led to believe, which affects weight loss.
I would never have noticed, mate.
No, not at all.
There's no signs.
Well, you and I spend so much time together that our cycles seem to
yeah.
But yeah, there's just so many factors that come into it. Do it weekly, do it monthly, or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Stop weighing yourself once a week, especially on a Monday because you've just had the weekend.
Yeah. Anything that helps to motivate you, keep in. Anything that doesn't cause you any like anxiety, keep it in. But don't just go by one method of tracking progress because it really doesn't work. There's multiple factors. I think that's a good one, mate. I think we've actually answered some fitness stuff there.
Well, yeah, haven't we? But people are going to complain.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys I send this to are going to go, "I don't want to know about fitness."
But also,
but
so many. No, you don't. I've got so many stories. But the thing is, different trainers have different approaches, and I think like this is the thing. Like you'll speak to one trainer who have one. Like me and Ben have different ideas, but we both get results. So don't be so like drilled into like what's the only way to do this. What's the only way to do that? Whatever approach works for you that helps you stay motivated and get results and makes you want to train and makes you feel good, do it.
Yeah, we're ultimately going to fully agree that you need to eat more whole foods, more plants, get your veggies in, hydrate, hydrate, sleep, avoid stress. That's about it, really. And strength training.
Yes, and don't neglect bicep curls.
Bicep curls.
Yeah, don't ever neglect bicep curls. If you can only ever,
I like to scratch my nose. They're functional.
Remember, when you wear a t-shirt, people only see your arms. That's all that matters.
Never think of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see a t-shirt the other day. Funds are the new guns, and I did like that. Should we wrap that up?
Let's leave it there, mate. Yeah, before we waffle on again. So,
Mate.
Hopefully, that's given some people some things to think about.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who submitted questions over the last few days on those. Maybe we did that again. That was actually quite successful. We got a lot more than I thought we were going to.
Yeah, I think the Q&As is a good way to go. So,
someone. There was one I missed, by the way. Who has the bigger arms? You or I? Ben,
definitely. I've got shit arms. I hate my arms.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. How are the swans? Are they still looking good?
No. That's why I've set the angle of the screen purposely.
I was going to say you're...
Unfortunately, we've just had Christmas, so this is all like puffed out as well. But yeah, see, there I can hide any physique at all. You'll see me over the weeks of the podcast. You're just going to start seeing less and less and less as I get wider. Who has bigger arms? Yeah, Ben, definitely.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be me, but
we'll leave it there. Before it gets too competitive. But yeah, leave some questions in the comments if you want anything answered, and we will do it soon.
Yeah, and if anyone has got this far, leave the comment. What comment can we get them to leave?
What's your safe word?
Pineapples.
Okay, comment pineapples somewhere, and we'll know that someone still cares.
Comment pineapples so we know you got to this point.
Done. Right, I'm going to go leave my comment now.
What's your safe word?
Sex. What was sex? That was something you did before having kids.
You better hope face tuned out, mate.
Cut. Edit. In. All right, mate. Well, chat soon.
Mate, good to see you as always.
Yeah, cool.
Peace out.
Peace.